Welcome back to Real Florida Magazine.
Welcome back. Here today on the beautiful campuses of Florida Panhandle Technical College. Here still with Emerald Coast Hospice right now with Sue Brandt. Sue is a volunteer, and thanks for taking the time to accompany Margot today, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Margot and I spoke about the compelling aspect of volunteerism, how important it is to all of us every day in some way, but certainly when it comes to hospice. I think that Margot agreed that probably without volunteers, you simply couldn't do what you do in the hospice effort. Talk a little bit about Sue Brandt. Talk a little bit about how you got involved with hospice.
Well, I lived in Michigan. We've been down here about 14 and a half years now. And my mom lived around the corner from us up north. And she moved down with us. We were just sick of the snow. And we got a house that would accommodate her and us, because she was up in her 70s when we moved. And her health was starting to decline. She had been diagnosed with Parkinson's and the very beginning of dementia. And so we were down here maybe, I don't know, about 5 years, and she really started to get worse. She was going to a neurologist, and he's the one that suggested hospice. And of course, when you hear the word hospice, you think very bad things. But we found out that was not true. She was assigned Gentiva came out to the house, and they worked with her for a while with the physical therapy, and the nurses staff and the aides came, and they check you ever so often, or check the patient ever so often, and at the end of 6 months they make a decision on whether you stay on the service. And she was on the service for Gentiva for about a year, and she wasn't getting any better, of course. So they suggested to us that, excuse me, she be part of Emerald Coast Hospice. And so they had some folks come out to tell us about it. And my mom was, she was alert enough to listen to. And, you know, I don't know what was in her mind, but we agreed to it right away. I mean, they had the services, the social work, the pastor, the chaplain, the nurses, the doctors, the physical, the aides that would come out every week, or as many times a week as you need them. And so we signed her up for that. I just appreciate so much all of the services that they provided for her were also available to us as the caregivers. And so she was actually with Emerald Coast Hospice and or Gentiva for 2.5 years before she passed away. And I just, I was so excited, not that she passed away, but that I wanted to be part of these caring, compassionate, devoted people. At the time that she was under hospice, they did not have the Chipley office yet. And so these nurses would come to my house, which was probably almost an hour away. The staff of hospice just kept telling me to call them if we needed them, even though they were coming from Mariana. And so I had to call them a couple times in the evening, and they came all the way out when she was getting worse. She did fall, and she broke 3 bones, and she had to go to Bay County Hospital. And to get, she was in the hospital for surgery and about a week. And then they transferred her to a nursing home. And I wasn't prepared for that. I thought she would go to Health South and back home. But she went to the nursing home. And at that point, they transferred her to Bay County Hospice, and the hospice took over in the nursing home also. So she actually had double care in the nursing home, from the nursing home staff and from the hospice staff. So I didn't know they did that, but I was so pleased. And then when she died, they had someone there immediately from hospice, from Bay County, and they sat with us during that whole evening that was going on. And I just said to the lady, I want to do this. I want to be a volunteer like you are. I want to help people. And she says, just relax. She said, it's going to take a while. And it did. I didn't come to the Chipley office for a couple years, but we were going over to one of the other offices across the street one day, and I saw the volunteer sign at the Chipley office, and I said to my husband, I'm going in there right now. And I did. And I got in touch with Margot, and I was so excited to sit down and talk to her. She was actually going through something a little bit similar to me. She had lost her mom also, and so we were on the same page. But she was listing off a few things that I could do as a volunteer, and one of them, they have crafting, and they have even the men go to the houses and help people, if they have a downed tree or mow their lawn, or they have, what else do they have? They have, of course, the patient care. They volunteer and go to patient homes. And then she said, and I'm trying to get some help in this new office in the administration, getting the office set up. And I said, that sounds like something I could do. I was a office administrator all my life, so that fit right in for the moment. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been an administrative support for the Chipley office and the Mariana office. And it gives me a lot of chance to meet all of the staff, and they're just the same in the office as they are right in front of a patient. And I'm very excited to be here.